Welcome to How We Heard It, the podcast about music, pop culture, movies, and more, with your hosts Wayne Bledsoe and Chuck Campbell.
Konnichiwa, y'all. This is Chuck Campbell with
Wayne Bledsoe.
I'm John Baker.
Today we're going to talk about band names, noteworthy band names, our favorite band names, or problematic band names, or our least favorite band names, or whatever. Subject is noteworthy band names. I'm mainly looking at the more positive ones, or the ones that I just think are interesting. And, you know, I don't have too much to say about it. We reviewing stuff, we just had an endless parade of band names coming before us all the time, and I really didn't pay that much attention. And I didn't I'd pay it. A name might catch me, by surprise, and I would probably be more interested in at least checking them out if I liked their name. But even a boring name band, I would still check out. That didn't really affect it one way or the other. I didn't think about how, some of the biggest bands have pretty ordinary names, It's like the Beatles, they've got that little pun in their name, but it's hardly like a major play to be the name of the most famous or most successful band in history.
But it's good that it is a reference to the Crickets, Buddy Holly's band.
Okay.
And they have a little pun by spelling it with the Beatles.
Like a beat.
Yeah, like a beat.
Yeah, that's better than like the Rolling Stones, like whatever.
But I think the Rolling Stones is a great band name.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's a Muddy Water song, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Muddy Water song, but it's like...
I just think Rolling Stone gathers no moss.
Yeah, but you got that. That's the thing, is it's got all these different possibilities. And it's,
Muddy Waters, I actually like that name, and he changed his name from something else.
McKinley Morganfield.
Yep, that's what his name.
So I appreciate that. Eagles, what a terrible name. It's like, hey, this is called Bird name. Let's call them the Eagles.
It's pretty boring. The most boring name to me is the Killers.
The Killers.
I never really wanted to listen to. I think they're a pretty good band, but it's like I hate that band name because it sounds so generic and so.
Well, I've got that. They've made my list for an odd little subcategory here.
Okay.
I had like probably over 200 band names, and I also got help from Chester and Ray and Orlando to give me names to help me make sure I didn't miss any. So I was just flooded with names, but I decided I would categorize them and just kind of leave out the ones that didn't really fit any. And I dropped a lot of names of bands I like and everything. But the Killers was actually, there was a period of time, very sub category here, but the Killers were also popular at the same time as the Kills. And the Kills is a great band. And I love the band, and I like the Kills as a name better than the Killers.
It's better.
Because it's got more of a hunting, kind of predatory sound than Killers.
And it's not so obvious. That's the thing, is so many of these band names, they're just
very
like,
obvious.
Come on. And how many bands have Animal in the name?
Yeah.
The Animals is a good name.
Okay.
But then, there's the White Animals and the Super Furry Animals. What?
Glass Animals.
The Glass Animals. Yeah, and it's like, okay.
You got brothers, just names, like the Allman Brothers. Like, really? That's what you came up with? I mean...
Well,
and I know a lot of these bands are popular, like really popular, and that's got nothing to do with whether their name is good or not.
But with the Allman Brothers and stuff like that, at least it tells you what you got.
Yeah.
They weren't all the Allmans, but the two brothers were.
Yeah. So it's like milk.
Well, before we get on
also on that subcategory, just to get it out of the way, also Everclear and Everlast were popular at the same time, and I liked both of them. So there was this little time when there was a lot of confusion about those.
But that's the thing, is there's so many of these that are the names are so similar at the same time. It's like for a while it was Supergrass, Superdrag, everything had super in it.
Yeah,
and it would drive you crazy because you were trying to explain some music to somebody, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, I said the wrong one because there's so many.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. One observation I have, because I got to get this out of the way. Any band, or the vast majority of bands named after cities, states, countries, or continents suck. They suck. There are maybe a couple of exceptions.
Boston.
I don't
sucks.
like Boston.
Chicago,
they're great.
Sucks.
I don't like Boston.
That first album
Alabama
sounds amazing.
sucks.
I know it sounds that way. I don't like their songs. Never have. But I don't agree that they all suck. Asia sure sucked.
Europe sure sucked.
Europe
sucked.
really sucked.
Those are continents.
Oh,
right
yeah,
there.
yeah. But, I like Chicago.
Oh,
See, you lost me there.
Well, I like them. I mean, I thought they were a good singles band. But I think they're terrible band names.
yeah, they are.
I mean, every band name, every city, country, continent band name is just like, come on, can't you
They
think
weren't
a little
even
more?
trying.
Yeah.
And that is, a lot of great bands have bad names.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's the first red flag. It's like that's really all the thought they put into their band name was just to say, well, we're from Alabama, we'll call ourselves Alabama.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
Well, before we go on to categories,
Uh-huh.
I'd just like to know what everybody's favorite band name is. Because, I've thought about this before, and it's like, the band that, before I heard them, I wanted to hear them because of their name, is the Velvet Underground, which I ended up liking a whole lot. But it doesn't really describe what the music sounds like.
No.
But it's so intriguing that I wanted to hear
Right.
them. You guys have favorite band names?
Not like that. It's not just like that. This isn't how this is going down.
All right, I'm just asking you. I mean,
So what I have, I told you I have categories. So I
Right.
have categories for different reasons. And then at the end, I cobbled together like 20 bands whose I like their music and I like their name. So it would be probably in those 20. And I'll just fly through them. I'm not planning to stop. And obviously, I'll have to fly through them unless we're doing a 4-hour.
well, I'm not going to. I mean, I've got all these written down, but I don't plan to read them all.
Well,
I think there's also something to be said for a name that is so neutral that it doesn't mean anything.
Right.
And it ends up being a good name just because it's, I'm thinking
Exactly.
REM. It does mean something, but it doesn't reflect the band at all, or
Right.
U2 for that matter.
right.
It's just a sound you make to denote that band.
Right. REM, rapid eye movement. What's that really got to do with music?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like the name REM, but I don't like the name U2.
You just don't like U2.
Well, U2, it's too cute.
Sarah,
It's
here he
cute.
goes
I
again.
know, I
He's
know.
ragging on you too.
Well, she also mentioned today, because I was telling her what the subject was, and she said, "Well, my favorite band," and I said, "Yeah, it's not U2, it's Toad the Wet Sprocket."
Oh, that's a good name. You don't
See,
like that name either?
I don't like that name.
I
It comes
never
from a
liked
Monty,
that name.
comes from a Monty Python routine, but I
Okay.
don't like it.
Okay. It's funny what we like and don't like,
Right.
So,
Well, it's like King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. When I first heard that name, I thought, "Oh, this is just such a joke name,"
yeah.
but I never forgot it.
Yeah,
Right.
that's kind of the point, too.
Yeah, and it's like I like that band a lot, and I've gotten so that I like the name.
No, I don't like that name.
Well, you don't forget.
It's too much. It's too much.
Oh no, the one that's too much is "And You Will Remember Us" by the Trail of the Dead, which is intriguing,
Yeah.
but it's too damn long.
Yeah. True.
And I mean, They Might Be Giants is one of those things where I love the movie that they took that name from, and I love the band, but I've just kind of gotten used to the name being the name of a band.
So, a lot of times bands, when they come up with their band name, if it's a young band, it could be like 18-year-olds coming up with a
Oh, yeah.
band name,
And then
and
they're
they're
stuck
living
with it.
by it at 40 and 45. But some bands change their names,
Right.
when they had time. And I got a little list here of bands that changed their names. Of course, Creedence Clearwater Revival used to be Blue Velvets, and I can't imagine them not being CCR.
Right.
It's like they made a good change, I think.
And in between, the record company called them the Gollywogs.
The Gollywogs,
Right, which
Now,
is
that sounds
actually
like a '40s band to me.
it's
or
an
something.
old racist term.
Oh God, I didn't know that. Okay.
They had one thing released as the Gollywogs,
Oh wow,
and it's like, no, we are not going to go by this name.
we got to dump that.
Right.
The Cranberries, they were once known as Cranberry Saw Us, so that's definitely an upgrade. Cranberry
for
Saw Us
sure.
has just raised too many questions, but the Cranberries, it's one of the food references, but cranberries are a little bit different from bread.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't like the name bread.
That's one of those boring. Well, but that is a case where it's a boring name and it was a boring band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like,
bread. Yeah.
You got what that name said.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
It's
bread
very
without butter, untoasted.
total white bread.
Yeah,
just
white bread. Here you go. Yeah.
right out of the grocery store shelves.
Joy Division. Joy Division, which is named for brothels and concentration camps, which
Yeah.
I didn't know that. but they had been Warsaw.
Yeah.
And there was another band with Warsaw in their name, so they changed it to Joy Division. But I think
And then they became New Order.
Well, yeah, some of them did. Yeah,
After Ian Curtis killed himself.
Yeah. I like New Order. I mean, it's pretty basic, but at the same time, it makes sense for where they were and how they lost the main dude, and how they did revamp their sound and became a little more, little less grim.
More electronic.
But this is, I mean, and I don't know that everybody remembers what it was. Punk. I mean, during the punk era, and that's during the punk era, even though they're not a punk band, they were shocking names. A Spandau Ballet is a pretty shocking name for back then. I mean, any Nazi concentration camp.
That one was actually derived from like graffiti on a wall in Berlin.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I know that.
So that's where they grabbed that. So there's, but I also want to say that Michael Stipe of REM, he renamed the band Dream 6 as Concrete Blonde, which Concrete Blonde was a good rock band. Dream 6 sounds like one of those Prince groups. You see like hot women and and instead it was Johnette Napolitano, who's a very serious hard rocking singer, and so it was a great upgrade, I think, thanks to Michael Stipe. I don't know how he got involved in that. I guess
It sounds like a band that could have been in the record store in Clockwork Orange. Heaven 17 named themselves after an album that was in the movie Clockwork Orange.
I found several bands that are named for movie references.
Oh yeah.
Well, there was also a band, the Droogies. That's from
Clockwork Orange too. The Droogs.
The last one I have in this category, the Cocteau Twins, very ethereal, airy music. Before that they were known as Johnny and the Self-Abusers. It's like, wow, they really did a good job there of getting out of that name, because that would have never made sense with their music. With Elizabeth Fraser, it's a little angel singing voice and all that. I've got a category next that I think probably both of you have, and it's just, I called it dirty, vulgar, funny, and possibly suggestive names.
Okay, yeah, I have some of those. I mean, I have that listed as the punk shock era.
Do we want to do the R part of our
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. So of course, Butthole Surfers, of course,
which was always difficult to write in the paper. I'd always have to get some approval.
Yeah, with little stars for the U or something like that.
The hardest one though, Chuck, on this category was Nashville Pussy.
Oh, I forgot about Nashville Pussy.
I really liked that band.
Yeah.
But when they came to town one time and I had to write about them, man, it was like getting an act of Congress to be able to say the name. I had to say it one time. Yeah. I couldn't put it in the lead. I couldn't put it in the headline. And that band's named after, of all things, Ted Nugent saying something on his live album.
Oh, wow. You probably didn't have problems with this because this is a newer Australian band, Amyl and the Sniffers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it's an Australian band.
A lot of people, they're very popular. A lot of people around here really like them.
Yeah.
I think we agreed when we were talking about this that Diarrhea Planet has got to be one of the most unpleasant names.
Yeah. And it's a pretty good band. When I saw that name.
They're from Nashville.
Right. I listed them over and over, and it's like, God, I don't want to hear this band.
Diarrhea Planet, I don't want any part of that.
Yeah. And then I heard of it, it's like, it's a pretty good band. God, I wish they had a better name. Yeah.
I found a worse name than Diarrhea Planet.
No.
Yes.
No.
They're called Rectal Smegma. They got the category of the most vile name. Two things that you never want together: rectal smegma. I would be on Diarrhea Planet in a heartbeat to get away from rectal smegma.
Well, there was also a hardcore band called Goat Whore that was like very popular around here. Oh gosh. Well,
I got Circle Jerks.
Circle Jerks, yeah, I like the Circle Jerks.
And then more common ones: the Sex Pistols. Mm-hmm. Hole,
right?
Oh yeah. Tool.
Well, there was the Slits too.
The Slits.
There was a band in Nashville spelled Klitz.
Yeah, well,
yikes.
There were two other bands at least that spelled it the correct way.
And there's the Slits.
I just said the Slits.
Oh, you did. Okay, sorry.
And then, of course, the Raincoats is a reference to condoms.
Oh. The Breeders, that's, that's a term. The Revolting Cocks.
Yep, the Revolting.
Buzzcocks.
Well, the Buzzcocks, I don't think that actually was meant to be something. The Revolting Cocks was definitely a double play.
Right.
They also do one of the best covers that they do. Do You Think I'm Sexy?
Oh, cool. Well, there was an all-woman group called Fuzzbox.
I like that.
In Britain. And that was a double play and the name of their album was "We've Got a Fuzzbox and We're Going to Use It." And they do. They have this distorted guitar, and they did a cover of "Spirit in the Sky."
Oh,
and it was pretty cool.
That.
Pretty cool. They're just kind of goofy. Yeah. There's one for the gays out there: PWR and then BTTM, and it's pronounced Power Bottom. So we know that.
Well, there's the Pansy Division. Don't forget the Pansy Division.
Oh yeah.
And the Queers.
Not as dirty. I mean, not as
Not unless you heard their Christmas song.
Well, no, I didn't hear their Christmas. There's also 1,000 Homo DJs, which is it's a side group from Ministry.
Really?
Yeah. Which who knew?
Yeah, I don't know that one.
Meat Beat Manifesto.
Oh yeah.
You can certainly read into that. The Yeasty Girls. They're
the
one of my
Yeasty Girls.
The Yeasty Girls. Yeah. They had a song called "You Suck," and it's great. And I forget there's some boys that they're doing their music. They're all rapping. The girls are. And
did they ever open for the Beastie Boys?
I don't know.
That would be a good combo.
They did many openings from their songs indication, but they're definitely a feminist backlash against. What are you doing?
I got one to throw in there for you that I'd never heard of that I found.
Okay.
This is, and I want to hear this band. I'm going to look them up now because I just saw this name, Penis Flytrap.
I'd love to know who's in that.
Well, I want to hear that. I've got to look at their song list. It's got to be some great stuff.
Yeah.
I got this one guy that was in two different bands, and both of them had the worst names I've ever heard.
What?
It's Chuck Cleaver from Cincinnati, and
Right.
his first band was the Ass Ponies.
Oh, yeah.
And they're a great band.
Great band.
Yeah.
And then his next band was Wussy.
Yep.
And they're a great band, too.
Yeah.
Just horribly named.
Now, I didn't know where the Badfinger name came from.
Right.
And I thought maybe it means the middle finger,
No.
or maybe it's the finger that does bad things. But apparently it's a John Lennon reference or a...
Badfinger Boogie was some song. I can't remember what song they were working on, but that's what it comes from. They were called the Ivies.
Yeah, they're the Ivies.
And then Paul McCartney gave them, come and get it. And they were on the Apple Records, and they were
Right.
changing their name. And it came from something called Badfinger Boogie,
Okay.
which I think was the working title to another song.
Well, supposedly Lennon or one of the Beatles had like an injured finger too at the time, and they kind of used that for inspiration.
Right.
And there are a lot of I've got a few here that it's like, okay, is it bad or not bad? And you're never going to get the truth, and you're going to hear different stories all the time. But Pearl Jam.
See, I always thought it was something not for public consumption.
Right.
And then I read something else about it that said it was different.
Well, I read something that said, I don't know if it was Eddie Vedder or one of them had a great-grandmother named Pearl, and it was a tribute to her. And then that same person, or maybe Vedder or someone else, said, that's bullshit.
Oh, good.
But it could be drugs, too. But it could be drugs, it could be sex, and it could be great-grandma Pearl, and it could be all of those things together.
I thought it was anatomical.
Could be. And it also somehow Mookie Blaylock has something. The NBA player has something to do with their name, too. I know. So things get cloudy. Same thing with Love and Spoonful,
Well, yeah. Well,
which is seen as possibly a drug song.
Well, it's a reference to the Mississippi John Hurt song.
Mississippi John Hurt,
The Love
Coffee
and
Blues, that's one of the stories. But
But it's also cocaine.
right.
Right.
And also a sex song somehow, which I don't know how it's supposedly linked to, can I say the...
Oh, you can say whatever. It's your podcast. Give me a break. Come on.
The scientific term for oral stimulation of a woman, that it might have something to do with that. I don't know.
Really? Well, the Love and Spoonful guys were all folkies. So
Okay.
I really think it's a Mississippi John Hurt.
Probably more of the Mississippi John
Reference.
Hurt.
They seem pretty wholesome to me.
And 10cc.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know that one.
That was on my list.
That's the average volume of a load of semen. I don't know.
Ejaculate would be the...
Yeah, ejaculate. Oh, okay.
Well, okay. Now, while we're on this...
Okay. And also the producer of 10cc said, no, I had a dream about it. It's like, yeah, but you may have had a dream about it, but they were named 10cc because of that name. I had no idea about that. That was something new that I discovered.
I knew that one. You know the origin of Steely Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sex toy.
A sex toy.
Well, yeah,
In a William Burroughs.
Yeah, it's a steel
Naked Lunch.
dildo in Naked Lunch, right? But also, Soft Machine's named for a William S. Burroughs novel. Nova Mob is a reference to Nova Express. These are all. I should be saying this in the book thing, but because the but yeah, the Mugwumps, Dead Fingers Talking, Clem Snide, all are references to William S. Burroughs stuff.
Huh. Okay.
There was a band, The Grapes of Wrath. Are there any other Steinbeck named?
No, but there's a William Faulkner one, As I Lay Dying, which is my favorite Faulkner book, but also his craziest. The one that most people just hate.
Well, I got one that's a really horrible band name, great band. Krungbin.
Krungbin.
Krungbin, it's spelled Khrungbin.
I don't know that.
They're very popular. They headlined Bonnaroo last year. They're an instrumental band from Texas.
I don't know them.
They're worth checking out.
Wow. Huh.
But it's impossible to pronounce. Khrungbin.
Oh, I may have actually seen it and not known how to pronounce it, and not even really.
Everybody just says Krungbin.
Oh. Well, one of the ones a band that I love that I despise, have always despised their name, is the Mommy Heads.
Mommy Heads?
The Mommy Heads.
I don't know that
Mummy?
Mommy.
Mommy.
Mommy, like, I
M-O-M.
want my mommy. Mommy Heads. It's a terrible band name and a great band.
I got a great band name, don't know anything about the band, but Me First in the Gimme Gimmes.
I don't know that one.
It's a good band name.
Yeah. Sounds like they got a good time going. For whatever that may be.
I like that. Well, we're on this subject. I got to bring up two local bands that I always wanted to play a double bill.
Okay.
Grandpa's Stash and Grandma's Dildos.
Well, while we're on
Sing
local,
Grandpa and Grandma?
while we're on local bands, the local band Smokin' Dave and the Primo Dopes, they did an alternate concert as an electronic band from Germany called Half-Ass and the Semicolons.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
I've got a recording of it on tape, and Todd says, "This is Dave and Heister. He's playing patch number D2. Give them a sample." And Dave goes, "Beep."
Well, our friend Randall Brown, who's a musician, and he worked with us at the News Sentinel, he always came up with my favorite band names for his bands. Mm-hmm. And it was funny because he wrote me like a fan letter. I used to, every week I would put down band name of the week.
Right.
Because there were so many good ones. But he had Charlie Brown on Acid. But my favorite was Tonight Nude Girls.
Tonight Nude Girls.
And it was like, man, Randall, you're just setting yourself up to get the crap beat out of you at one of these concerts.
Well, and for a while there, he was the new Randall Brown Quartet, so it was NRBQ.
Yeah. That was good, too. And the band he's in now is Court Jar, which is a pretty good name, too.
He's been with Court Jar.
And they need to play with Nightjar.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, Nightjar didn't even realize, I can't remember if they didn't realize that it was a bird or it was also, there was one of them, they named it for either the bird or, the reference to the chamber pot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a nightjar, but also there's a bird that has this really wide mouth called the nightjar that's in Europe. Okay. It's it looks like a frog. It looks like a combination between a frog and a bird. It's weird.
A toad?
Yeah,
Does it look like a wet sprocket?
I don't know.
There's a band playing now called Bad, Bad, Not Good.
Huh.
And I think the opposite band would be Good, Good, Not Bad.
There's Double Plus Good,
Double Plus Good.
Yeah, Double Plus Good. That was the fellow from Book of Love, the one guy in the group, Ted Ottaviano.
And they should play with the Bad Plus.
Yeah, that would work. Well, I went into acronym band names.
Okay.
And I think one of the most successful is ABBA, which can also be ABBA. It's a Swedish band, and the name is from the first letter of the first name of each of the members. So it's Agneta, Benny, Bjorn, and Annie Fred.
Right.
And, just like so much fun you can have with the font for that. I mean, like as a marketing ploy, it was fantastic. And, and how they would turn the B's where they were back from each other because they were two couples.
Right.
So you had the B's facing the A's, and anyway, that was a straight up. UB40 is
It's a
actually
tax form, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a British unemployment
Yeah.
form. So when you hear the Bangles singing "Going Down to Liverpool," they say, "Hey, where are you going with that UB40 in your hand?" A lot of Americans interpreted that as like a tape or CD of the band UB40, but they're talking about the tax form that UB40 named themselves after.
And the Bangles wouldn't have known about a UB40, but they were covering a Kimberly Rue song.
Oh,
Who was
okay.
British. Who wrote that song.
Okay. Yeah, the Bangles may have just thought,
Yeah, they were just covering the song.
Right, maybe.
And then there was 311, which I'd always heard, and it seems like one of them told me that it was like police code for indecent exposure,
No.
Okay.
which I thought was
Okay.
interesting. Another governmental sort of thing.
Right. True.
There's XTC.
Yep.
Yeah, I always liked it. I always thought that was a great band name because it's like, it's so short, it's so simple, it means something else.
Yeah,
got a good
when you
graphic look
say
to
the-
it.
Yeah, that too.
And while we're there, the DBs.
Yeah.
I can't confirm this, but guar supposedly means God, what an awful racket.
I don't think I ever asked them what that meant. I used to talk to Odorous Urongus, or however you pronounce it, on a regular basis, ever since they were still like a college band.
Right.
They were hilarious.
Yeah, they were
They were more of a comedy act. We just saw them at Bonnaroo last year.
Yeah.
They're hilarious. They
Well, this
brought
probably is what that meaning then.
They brought Putin out and chopped off his manhood, and then they brought Netanyahu out and disemboweled him on stage.
Oh, yeah.
Just like you do.
Good, clean fun.
There's a great documentary about them called This Is Guar.
I need to watch that one.
Okay. MGMT, it's
Right.
just pronounced management. So they just have all the
I never
letters.
knew how to pronounce it. I never knew if they were
Yep.
supposed to spell it out.
Just supposed to say management when you see those letters, V&V Nation, I mentioned them before. It's a social change kind of progressive band. It means victory, not vengeance. And I think we're long past that. Ship's done sailed. It seems like we're more about vengeance and
sure.
reform now than victory.
Well, how about from the punk era, MDC? Millions of Dead Cops.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And JFA, Jodie Foster's Army.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, then there's the popular KMFDM, which,
Does not mean.
well...
Or does it?
Or does it? I know. It's like, so supposedly it means, kein Mehrheit für den Mitleid, which supposedly means no pity for the majority, although it's not exact, in German, although it's not exact, it's not grammatically correct really. But most people, and the easiest way for me to remember it, the letters, was kill Mother effing Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
So
That's what I always heard. But I'd read that was not what it stood for. So
Right. And Depeche Mode, of course, means fast fashion, but that's getting me into just giving meanings for band names that people may wonder about.
I got a couple of funk bands that have great names.
Okay.
Funkadelic
Funkadelic is great, yeah.
and Confunction.
I like Confunction, yeah.
Good band name.
Yeah,
I like both of those.
I got
Almost
hip-hop names, stuff that I like. Public Enemy, I just think that's just a great name.
It is.
It's like perfect for them and perfect for the movement, perfect for the onset of, hip-hop in the mainstream. Snoop Doggy Dogg, who became Snoop Dogg, very charismatic, and the whole dog pound and everything that he had. Grandmaster Flash. Let's see. Grandmaster Flash. And now I've lost my place here. Oh, Coolio, Ice Cube, Ice T, Ice Spice. Those are all rappers.
Vanilla Ice.
Salt and Pepper, Vanilla Ice. Yeah, well,
Sugar.
Okay.
Not a rap name, but
Houdini. I love Houdini because the Houdini is spelled W-H-O, Dini. which I think is a good spelling. So those are some hip hop acts that I threw in there.
How about bands named after businesses?
Okay.
Did you know any of those? It's Big Star, named after a grocery store.
1910 Fruit Gum Company. I don't think it's an actual business, but
No, but it's a great bubblegum name.
yep.
Fountains of Wayne, that was a business.
Great band.
And Silver Sun Pickups,
Huh.
that's a liquor store. I was like, that. I had never read that when I interviewed them, and one of the members told me that that's where the name came from. And it's like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. And I always thought Wilco's apparently something else, but I thought it was there's a gas station chain
Oh, there is?
named Wilco.
I had that one written down just as I like the name because
Yeah.
it's kind of neutral.
Well, there's a gas station chain named it, but after it. But I think it was like some military thing that Jeff Tweedy liked.
I like can.
Yeah.
Are there any other inanimate objects like that?
Oh, yeah. I would say so.
Gong. It's not
Gong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Others with meanings, the
Yeah.
Plimsolls, the
Right.
Los Angeles band. It's
Yeah.
named after the Plimsolls, which are gym shoes in Britain. Of course, Plimsolls is Souls, the band, and then it's
Right.
Soles is the shoe. Bauhaus, is, of course, is an art movement. German
And it's a
art
great
movement.
name.
Yeah. Here's one I didn't know until I looked this up, but I always like the bourgeois tag.
Yeah.
And it's because, bourgeoisie
yeah.
for the French, and then tag means thank you in German. So I looked that up. And it's just two dudes, and one's last name is Bourgeois, and one's last name is Tag. I was crushed. It was like, well, that just doesn't mean anything, does it? And let's see, Devo, of course, it means de-evolution,
Right.
which is like, reverse progress, regression.
And they had a whole, and that's the great thing about Devo is they had this whole mythology built up around it and told
Yeah.
this big story. And they had Bougie Boy, and it's
Yeah.
like so. Devo is, it's a great name, and it's a great, it's a fun concept.
Yeah, and they, and that's what I like when you can see that they put thought into their name, and they weren't just like, hell, we gotta have a name. What? How about guitar on the wall, or something like that.
Right.
So, Everything But the Girl, like you were saying, Everything But the Girl is named after a furniture store.
Really, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Oh, okay.
So that's unusual.
like
Frankie
that.
Goes to Hollywood. That was named for, I guess, a documentary or story or
it was
something.
a headline. It was a headline.
Yeah, on Frank Sinatra
And
going to Hollywood.
The other band that's named after a Frank Sinatra project is Danny Wilson, which it was named after the movie Meet Danny Wilson, which is a Frank Sinatra movie.
Let's see. I've got Husker Du. Mm-hmm. You know that one? It's a Minnesota band, but it's named after a Danish board game.
Oh, I think I did
And
know
I think they play it in Sweden too. So sometimes it's called the Swedish.
I think it basically just means I remember.
Yeah, it's Do You Remember?
Do you remember? Yeah.
Husker Du.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Klaatu, of course, is a character in The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody thought they were the Beatles.
Well, it's Klaatu is like it's like the robot, and you had to say Patricia Neal had to run to the robot when the alien had been captured, who was trying to bring peace to the U.S. and had Klaatu Vigno. I can't remember. There was
Some
a line
statement she had to say.
Yeah, she had to say it to the robot so he didn't
Oh.
destroy everybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Kraftwerk is German for power station. The Laws, you mentioned them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's short for the Lads.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Wasn't there a band called the Power Station?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, there was.
a power station. That was what, Robert Plant.
Robert Plant.
Robert
Yeah.
Palmer.
And some
No,
other-
Robert Palmer was the singer.
Robert Palmer, yeah.
And it was a super group, sort of.
Yeah, it was, but I can't. It was the Duran Duran guys were in it,
Okay.
and the Duran Duran. Do you know where that name comes from?
Not Bond. What is it?
A character in Barbarella.
Barbarella. Okay. All right.
Which was based on a comic strip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Level 42 comes from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh,
Yeah, in 42, The Secret to the Universe.
Yeah. L7, the all-woman rock
It's
band, of
square.
course, is like an old term for square, because if you put the L and the 7 up in your fingers, it makes a square. Lucius Jackson, we talked about this before. That's named after a NBA player who I believe was Lucius Jackson, maybe how that was pronounced. Leonard Skinner.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Gym teacher named Leonard Skinner, who apparently was like a taskmaster over boys keeping their hair short.
Yep, harassed them all the time, and they
harassed them.
I've always wondered. I mean, I've seen places where they've talked to him, and he kind of dismisses the whole thing. But I wonder if it got under his skin, or he was proud of it.
Yeah, I'm probably proud of it.
I think I would be, but if he's a jerk, you don't know.
Yeah. Jerks don't know they're jerks.
That's true.
Milli Vanilli, the awful, fake, phony band that technically is Turkish for positive energy. Screaming Trees apparently came from Pulp Fiction.
Really?
Yeah.
Scream? I don't remember anything.
There was something about trees on fire or something like that, and there was some reference to them, and so they took that.
Huh, interesting. I like Screaming Trees. I thought they were one of those bands that...
Is that Chris Cornell?
No,
that's
that was
Soundgarden.
Mark Langerham?
Lanigan. Yes.
Yeah.
He's got kind of a rich,
Yeah.
kind of basso voice.
Yeah.
Sieg Sputnik was allegedly a Russian gang. And, of course, Sputnik is spaceship
Satellite.
or whatever.
Satellite.
Yeah, a satellite. Yeah, satellite. Spandau Ballet, that we talked about that. Graffiti, it was spotted as graffiti in Berlin. 10,000 Maniacs was based on a horror film of like 2,000 Maniacs.
Yeah, it's a Herschel Gordon Lewis.
So they wanted to. And one of my favorite band name derivations is the Pixies.
Mm-hmm.
Joey Santiago was looking through a dictionary and came upon the word Pixies and thought, that suits us, little evil spirit type things.
I remember hearing an interview with like several different leaders of different bands, and they were asked the question, what was the name of your first band?
Right.
And, and they are all like, the Lawnmowers or whatever.
Right,
and
yeah.
when they got to Black Francis, he said, the Pixies. That was his first band.
That's great. And then Veruca Salt, of course.
From Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yep. Spoiled British girl Veruca Salt who wanted everything from Willy Wonka.
And Perry Ubu is named after the play Ubu the King.
Okay.
From the 20s or 30s.
Didn't Dave Thomas just die?
Yeah, he just died.
I like that band.
No, they were great. And that was, I think we talked about it. It's like he was, or maybe we didn't. I think I posted it on Facebook. But he told me he was completely tone deaf. And I laughed, and he said, no, I'm serious. I'm completely tone deaf.
Wow.
He was the lead singer of this big band, and he was tone deaf.
Wow.
He didn't really sing, though. He sort of nervously shouts.
Yeah, but it was effective.
Oh, yeah.
But I always thought it was a great band name, too.
Well, I got another category if we're ready to just move on, or if y'all want to.
Oh, I'm going to be all over the place.
I'm all over the place.
Well, how about before you go to that category, let me do a real quick one. Named after political movements.
Okay.
Gang of Four.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Love
Gang of Four is a great name. And the Decemberists.
Huh.
Okay.
The Decemberists were like it was like a Russian movement around the time of the Revolution. I think it's before the Revolution. And the Gang of Four, of course, comes from Maoist China.
Okay. Front 2-4 is named after a political movement. 242.
Yeah, Front 242.
Yeah. I don't know what, but it's like social change kind of thing going on. So I'll mention them again later.
Well, you're one of the ones. That's one of the bands that you introduced me to.
Yeah.
That I really like. I used to play them a lot.
What about bands with Z's in their name? Like, especially at the end, they're 80s bands. I'm thinking of Split Ends.
Well, the
Split
Yeasty
Ends.
Girls, I didn't say this, but they do spell girls, Girlz.
Yeah. And then I also have Squeeze, which is not at the end, but
Right.
I like that band name. I like that band.
Yeah, that's
That
a
is a
good
good
band
name.
name. Yeah. Well, I was going to veer into women. How many bands are named after women or imply women when maybe there aren't even women in the band?
Like Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that one.
Sadies.
Yeah. The
I was
Sadies.
thinking Violet Femmes.
Yeah.
They have no women.
Which I got to say on the Violet Femmes, when I finally heard the Violet Femmes, I saw that album for a long time before I heard it. It was nothing like I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't violent and there weren't femmes.
Yeah.
So.
And there's Alice Cooper too.
Yeah, Alice Cooper, Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
Sisters of Mercy currently have no women. There was a woman who sang backing vocals in the 80s, but they don't have women. Swing Out Sister has a woman, but she's not a sister to anybody in the band. Let's see. Shakespeare's Sister has 2 women, and they're not related to each other. Then I found a bunch of women that are women bands, that are all women bands. The Smoke Fairies, which I love that. Fairies. The Casket Girls. Chicks on Speed. I've talked about them before. They're from Munich. And, of course, the Brazilian Girls. Right. They have one girl, but she's from Italy. And and I don't think there are any Brazilians in the band. So that's misleading. But anyway, I just think there's something about drawing on women. Queen, of course.
Yeah, and I've always hated that band name.
Queen?
Yeah. It's just like, what does it say?
Yeah. I've wondered that too.
But I think with Freddie Mercury being who he was, he was kind of a queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, it's one of those bands where it's like, I've never liked that band name.
And then
I don't dislike it, but I love the band.
Me too.
I like the band Queens of the Stone Age better.
Yeah.
No women.
I like the name better.
I like the name better. Yeah. I like the band Queen better than just about anybody. But Queens of the Stone Age, and I do like Queens of the Stone Age. And Josh Homme is also involved in the other band whose name I really like. That's Eagles of Death Metal.
Yeah.
Which is just a joke. It's like making fun of the Eagles. They're not a death metal band, but they're calling themselves the Eagles of Death Metal, which is like pretty wry.
I like that.
And I'm going to say probably the most effective woman femme name is Spice Girls. I have to give it to them because they branded that so hard for their target demographic.
They did.
All the band members were Spices, and they were different kinds of Spices. It wasn't like the Ramones. I know they were all named Ramone, but they didn't have all this variety of looks and personality. So you could be a baby Spice or a sporty Spice or a posh Spice or a scary Spice or a ginger Spice. And, of course, Ginger Spice, as the redhead, she also was known as Old Spice because everyone thought she was so much older. I think she is a little bit older than the others, but it's not as dramatic as people have made it out to be. And they had the movie Spice World, and then they branded Girl Power. They were one of the marketing bonanza with what they did. They really thought out. They did the boy band, the girl band. They all kind of play with this format, but the Spice Girls just had like a giant marketing plan of rollout and career objectives and everything. They did it well.
Well, I think that's an interesting thing is when a band has the whole concept right at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like you just mentioned the Ramones. And everybody taking on the last name Ramone, even though nobody's name was Ramone.
Right.
It's kind of cool. It's kind of like we're a gang.
Yeah.
And it kind of gets you into it.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of bands at the time who were doing that sort of thing. We talked about Todd Steed when one of his first bands was the Real Hostages.
Yep, yeah, I saw them.
People used to call him Todd Hostage.
Huh. I didn't know that.
I saw him yesterday.
Here's a singer who I refuse to call him by the name he chooses to go by, and that's Bon Iver.
Oh.
Bon Iver, come on.
Yeah.
Bon Iver.
Bon Iver.
Bon Iver. But is he French Canadian or where's he from?
I don't know. Justin Vernon is his name.
Oh.
But he got that from there was some reference. It's like a Swedish term or something that he was. It was Bon Iver.
Oh, that would be French.
Maybe it was French,
and it's pronounced Iver, but they do have the H on it, and
H never has any value in French.
Not usually.
But that's where he got.
Well, that means good winter.
Right.
Okay.
And I can't remember where he heard it, but he heard that someplace or read that
Paris.
someplace. Well, it was a reference
Bon
to a
Iver.
book or a movie or something he'd seen.
Okay.
I jokingly call him Bob Iver.
Bobby. Yeah. Bobby Joe Iver.
Well, and while we're here, there's Bono Vox.
Yeah. And
or Bono.
I got to tell you, one of the only times that Sarah and I ever got into kind of a little tiff, we were out someplace, and I'll give her a hard time about U2, but I said another thing I don't like about U2 is the edge. It said, Nobody gave him that nickname. He gave himself that nickname. Nobody's going to give you the nickname The Edge.
The Edge.
But later on that night, she says, it really kind of hurt my feelings what you said today. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, well, about another thing you hate about me too. I said, no.
It was an attack, Wayne.
You too.
It was a subliminal attack on your part. I'm going to take you down. I'm going to take your band down with you.
Before I said it, I said, I love the Kinks, but you could say things about the Kinks.
Not going to hurt my feelings.
And she was like, oh.
You meant U2
just
the band.
meant U2 the band. Just about the band.
Another thing I hate about U2.
Another thing I hate about U2 is their damn name. They're too confusing.
Sarah. Awful name.
Sarah Smile.
It was so
That's a great
funny.
song.
Yeah.
But she'd been going around all day thinking I was saying another thing I hate about you too.
Oh, no. Oh, no. See, she didn't have that band, then that wouldn't have happened.
Well, I know. It's like, and she said to me today, I said, well, all the stuff I got to buy you on the Kinks, just think about what it's like for me looking up stuff to buy you.
Oh, really? I wouldn't want to Google Kinks.
I know. Not a good band name. I love them, but not a good band name.
I got some duplicates, triplicates, the,
Oh, yeah.
Mr.
Yeah.
Duran, Go-Go's,
Yeah.
and the Yeahs. They went one better than everybody else.
All pretty good bands.
Yeah, those are all pretty good bands.
There's the band Chick Chick Chick,
Yeah,
which is 3 exclamation
Yeah.
points.
Yep.
yeah.
Well, I was. You said you were going to go on how good, the better side. I went on the other side on bands names I hate.
Okay.
The Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
It's one of the worst. Cannibal Corpse.
Pretty bad.
Cannibal Corpse is just a zombie. It's
Yeah.
like, give me a break.
But then there's the band Zombies, and they're
Yeah,
great.
Live.
The Zombies were great, and then Rob Zombie. I mean, it was
yeah.
White Zombie when he started, and then
Yeah.
he took on the name.
Yeah.
His real name's Bob Cummings, most boring name in the world. But Live not one of the worst
That's a
bands
terrible
ever.
name.
And I always wondered, is it live or is it live?
Exactly, it's either,
I always thought it was live, and I guess it's live, but it's still like
When
both suck. It doesn't matter, does it? They both suck.
yeah. And when you had to research on that band, it's
Oh,
like
I know.
it was maddening.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Airborne Toxic Event.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, they were fairly popular, and it's awful name.
Reminds me of Explosions in the Sky.
I kind of like that.
I
though.
like the name and I like the band.
Yeah, but that's a pretty good name. I hate the flock of seagulls.
Oh, it's okay. I mean,
It kind of looked right considering you looked at his hair.
it
looked
sounds
like,
messy. It sounds like you're feeding them bread. You're not supposed to feed them bread, or you're feeding them Alka-Seltzer to kill them, which is even worse.
That's horrible. I never even knew about that.
At a little aside that's related to this is that I took my bicycle in to have it repaired, and the guy at the shop was like, okay, I did this and I did this, and the only other thing I did was I put some lube on your chain because it sounded like a flock of seagulls. And I thought, and I ran. And it wasn't until later that day that he meant an actual flock of seagulls, because that's what a squeaky chain sounds like.
Yeah. Well, and I love the band, but I hate the name Roxy Music.
Oh, I like that.
I never liked
It's
it.
all right.
And then Bananarama, apparently their name was inspired by the Roxy Music song Pajama-Rama. Or Pajama-Rama.
I had Bananarama down as a band name that I hated.
Really? Well,
Oh, those poor girls.
I don't like either one of those band names. But then I do like Ladytron, which is named after another Roxy Music song.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
How about the Bonzo Doodog Band?
Yep, and there's...
Doodah Band, I'm sorry.
Yep, and the I did not know this until I looked it up today. Death Cab for Cutie
Yeah.
is named after a Bonzo Dog Band song.
Yes, I did know that.
I like the name Death Cab for Cutie, though.
It was, well, I always thought it was kind of odd. The one I don't like from that era is Panic at the Disco. I hated that
Okay.
band.
We're really running through some I got coming up here.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'll just read them off anyway. There are a couple of bands that are called No Name. And then there's they're both, I think, European bands. And there's one in America called the No Name Band. Well, I did a list of threatening names for bands because for some reason people want they want violence and everything. So this would include the KMF
Right.
FMFDM.
Right.
You know that unfortunately those had their T-shirts were worn by a Columbine killer.
Oh, I didn't
and
know that.
also this year that girl that shot up the Iowa school, religious school, was wearing that same T-shirt.
Oh,
So they've been
researched it.
unfortunately linked. So that's, definitely threatening. But and I like most of these. Big Audio Dynamite, Death Cab for Cutie, we just talked
Right.
about. The Grateful Dead.
And the Grateful Dead got their name out of, they went to like the library and found the book called The Grateful Dead.
Okay. Rage Against the Machine.
Right, I love that name.
Yeah, that's a great one. 9 Inch Nails, which is also an acronym name.
Right.
NIN, another fantastic marketing. I've seen so many NIN bumper stickers on cars for decades now.
And whoever designed the logo for Kia obviously is a big Nine Inch Nails
A 9
fan.
Inch Nails fan, yes. Let's see. I've got Caterwaul, Throwing Muses, Smashing Pumpkins, Massive Attack,
Right.
Dead Can Dance, Dire Straits,
Yeah.
and the way they spell it is funny. Flotsam and Jetsam, which is like ocean debris,
How about the Dead Kennedys?
I do have the Dead Kennedys.
Dead Boys.
I've got the Dead Kennedys. I've got the Dead Milkman. I've got Shriekback.
Yeah.
Velvet Revolver.
I don't have Velvet Revolver, no. Wall of Voodoo,
I
Panic
love
at
Wall
the
of Voodoo.
Disco, which you don't like. Atari Teenage Riot, which is definitely a riot. Left Wing Fascists, that's like a newer band. My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult. Shovels and Rope, that's certainly a dark sounding.
How about Napalm Death?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good
that's
one.
a good one. Got the Bloodbath and Beyond.
Never heard that.
They've gone out of business, I guess. I don't know what's going on with them now. And then a funny one Chester found: Pistol Whipping Party Penguins. A real band.
I like that.
So there's some violence and edge and hardness in these names, which I think brought out a lot of creativity.
Yeah, I don't mind the violent names. I mean, some of them anyway. I was, we talked about Marilyn Manson. Another band that's named after the Manson family is Kasabian, after one of the Manson killers,
Oh, yeah.
which is a little disturbing that you
That's-
take
yeah.
on their name.
To know that, and yeah.
The Comet is coming.
I don't know that one.
They're a British jazz band. They played at Big Ears a couple of years back. Is that Shabaka Hutchings,
Huh.
sax player?
I don't remember that one.
I always like that name. I like the name Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I like it pretty well. I mean, it's one of those things that's easy to get. It's short, it's easy to say, it's easy to remember.
And it's positive.
Yeah.
Is there like a no or a maybe or anything like that?
I think
Nope.
so. Well, you were talking about, bands that changed their names earlier, and I forgot to bring this one up. You know what Creed was called before it was Creed? Naked Toddler.
Oh, God. Oh, tragic.
Did they take that name from the cover of Smells Like Teen Spirit?
I don't. Well, that's not even a toddler. That's pre-toddler. But yeah, I don't know.
How about the Ruddles?
Well, the Ruddles
Ruddles,
is a great.
Yeah.
Their first album took 45 minutes to record. The next album took even longer.
My only category left are just the ones that I like.
Oh, well, that's
with
okay.
good names and I like them.
That's kind of what I've got left too.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think the B-52s is a great name,
Yep.
Yeah.
and it's a
It's
reference.
a wig reference, apparently. I always
It's
thought
the
it was
hairstyle.
military. Yeah.
Well, that's because they were so high. The hairstyle was so high and bouffant
Right.
that they made the B-52s. I mean, called them B-52s like the plane.
I knew a girl back in junior high. I always called them the B-52 bombers. I'm like, that's their name. And
Yeah.
she just got that stuck in her head. But then
Yeah.
I found out, it's actually the wigs. But the wigs in relation to bombers, I guess.
Yeah.
And then there's also the band, the Wigs. And the Afghan Wigs.
And Afghan Wigs, yeah.
Oh, there's I've never been a big Black Sabbath fan, but I think it's a great name, named after a movie. Nashville Teens, which I think is a great name because they're all from England.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Angry Samoans, which I liked them okay, but I think it's just a great band name.
Yeah.
13th Floor Elevators,
Yep. I like that one.
terrific band name.
Don't know that one.
Arcade Fire,
Yeah, that's a good one.
Iron Maiden.
good band.
Iron Maiden's a perfect name for that band.
Iron Butterfly.
Yeah, Iron Butterfly's a good name. It's one of those things. It's like you got one song, one good song.
One song. That's all it takes.
Kind of dopey, but
Yeah. All right, those are my favorite band names.
All right. Well, I love Divinals. I can't talk enough about them. I think that's a real clever name. When they talked about it, Christina Amphlett, the front woman, she said, oh, it was just her and her friends were talking about, oh, that's divine, that's divine. You know, they were Australian. Oh, that's Divinals, you know. And so they just sort of came up, you know, goofing off and everything. That was good. I love Susie and the Banshees. Mm-hmm. One, because Susie's spelled like Sioux Indian, Siouxsie, and Banshees, that's like I love, you know, Banshee, Ghost, you know, and all that stuff. So I think that's a clever goth name, and I love the band. Daft Punk, I think, is real clever for a, you know, electronic duo from France. Bananarama, I do like the band, so I do like the name. I don't know the negative associations you have with that.
I just think it's goofy.
I think Eurythmics is a great name for a great band. That, you know, Elastica, you guys know I love Elastica, the all-woman band. Pet Shop Boys, I think, is clever. Compared to most of the boys and men groups, you know, there are a lot of clever women ones, but men, it's like Men Without Hats, Men at Work, and, you know, stuff like that. And it's like Pet Shop Boys, at least, it would be Pet Smart Boys now, probably. The Art of Noise, I think that's great. It captures, you know, what they're doing, their purpose. Radiohead, I like Radiohead. I think that's, you know, pretty crafty. Stereo Lab, same thing. You know,
great.
It's like laboratory, you know, stereo, so that's great. Front 242, I already mentioned. I like Sonic Youth. Mm-hmm. Again, that gives reference. A lot of these give reference to what they're doing with music, you know, and I like that kind of purpose. Animotion, I just like that because it was kind of a new electronic type band, so that makes sense to me. The Sugar Cubes, I think that's my favorite food name for a band, because Sugar Cubes is just so weird. It's not sugar, or, you know. The Deftones, I love the band. It's like a really hard edge band and everything, but when I was reviewing them one time, I thought, oh my God, if you split that in half, their name is Deft Ones. So I ended my review, you know, Deft Ones, those Deftones, you know, I couldn't resist it. Magnetic Fields, I think, is a real curious for an innovative type band. Wet Leg, that's one of the new bands that I've talked about. It could be sexual. It could be, you know, it's like, why is there a wet leg? I think it raises questions, and they're so enigmatic and everything. You're still not sure. Of course, I like Lords of Acid, even though acid is more of a drug thing than acid. And Tom Tom Club, I love Tom Tom Club. I love you know, they're kind of the soft and huggy flip side to the Talking Heads, you know, because Chris and Tina from the rhythm section from the Talking Heads.
And the Talking Heads is a great name, too.
Mm-hmm. And Talking Heads is a great name, too. And Ladytron. You had mentioned Ladytron. I really like them, too.
I like the name Midnight Oil.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good band name. I don't like Meatloaf.
No.
Well, that was his name. I mean, that's what they called him.
Really?
It's like
his nickname.
His coach called him that when he was in football. They called him Meatloaf. That's why it stuck.
And I kind of like the name Cracker.
Yeah. I love the band. I like the band better than I like the name.
But the band that preceded them was Camper Van Beethoven.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Well,
I wanted to say something about problem names.
Okay.
Because I interviewed Black Rebel Motorcycle Club years ago.
Right.
And I had no idea, but Hell's Angels feel like they own the term motorcycle club.
Oh, really?
So they started giving.
So there can only be one motorcycle club.
Yes, when you
Well,
put
you're not going to
MC,
argue with Hell's Angels now, are you?
I can't remember the name of the lead singer songwriter, one of the lead singer songwriters, but he told me, he said, "Yeah, we just wind up letting them in free to all our shows." Because they
Conflict resolution.
they really took issue with it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
And of course, locally we had the Viceroys, which became the V-Roys because there were other bands, including a reggae band called the Viceroys. And it was, I love what they did because they had to change their name. They just went with the V-Roys, and they named their first album Just Add Ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, that's a good way to deal with it because everybody knew them. And I found out something today that I did not know. The Boomtown Rats named themselves after Woody Guthrie's childhood gang.
Oh.
I had no
I thought
idea.
it was just like some British sea town or
Yeah.
something like that.
And Pink Floyd was named after the Pink
Pink
Anderson,
Anderson and
something
Floyd
Council. Floyd Council. They
Yeah.
were two blues artists.
Huh.
Yeah. Which resulted in my favorite T-shirt from the late 60s, early 70s, which was Floyd the Barber from the Andy Griffith Show, done in pink. And the Doors were, of course, named after the Doors of
Aldous
Perception.
Huxley?
Yeah.
I don't like that name.
The Doors?
Yeah.
I always kind of liked it.
It's just kind of nothing. I mean, it's like I say, something that you could just look around your room and see. It's like, I don't want that to be your name. I give it more thought than that, but they did, I guess, but still.
Well, and one more name I want to put out there, which I don't know. I think it was inspired by like something in the Dadaist movement, but it's Sleepy Time Gorilla Museum. I have always loved that name.
Yeah, there's car seat headrest and ashtray baby something. All these just like non sequitur.
Yeah.
Ashtray baby head.
And we haven't really talked about like the metal names that came out way back when, which my late son Andrew, when he was in the band Psychotic Behavior, which that band always said, "God, our name sounds like it was created when we were 13," and they'd all go, "It was,
It was, yeah.
But they would always say, "Oh, it's another verb the noun band," because there were so many bands that were just like that's what it was, a verb with a noun afterwards.
Right.
Screaming trees.
Well, I mean, this was like it was always 3 words. It was I can't remember. My mind's going blank on what they are now, but there were tons of them.
All right.
I always liked the Bangles.
Yeah.
They started out as the Bangs.
Yeah.
They were sort of a punk band.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Mothers of Invention started out as the Mothers, and the record company said you cannot call your band the Mothers and have us put this out. So they changed it to the Mothers of Invention, and then by 4 years later, it was back to the Mothers.
Well,
All right.
I've got more that I have already excised from the list. It seems like we're probably about due for some recommendations.
All righty.
I want to recommend a music one to start with while we're on the subject. So there was this person, Laura Pergolesi, and a New York singer-songwriter who's written for Rihanna, Christina Aguilera, Leona Lewis. Also a singer, though, that sounds like kind of Shakira and kind of Stevie Nicks, a very great, powerful singer, have a very controlled, beautiful voice, but can also kind of rough it up, and be...
How do you spell her name?
Laura and Pergolesi, Pergolizzi, 44 years old. But here's the problem. Laura Pergolesi's stage name is LP, which is an awful, awful name. And I kept forgetting it, even though I liked these albums. I kept forgetting the name. And to illustrate also, there was a guy at my gym who knew I wrote a music column. And I said, "Hey, I got to recommend someone that I think you like named LP." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And then next time I saw him, "What was that name you told me again?" I said, "LP." And then he goes, "Oh, okay, I got it now." And then he goes, "What was that name you told me about again?" "LP." And I do wonder, LP calls himself a garden variety lesbian and has just recently started using they, them pronouns. But I really believe that the only thing holding them back is just that terrible name, because LP is like, who wants to be named LP? But I would recommend, I mean, a very talented performer, especially the albums Forever for Now from 2014 and Lost on You from 2016. I think Night Like This, a track from the 2014 album, and Salvation. Good songs, just, demonstrative music and everything, but just well-controlled voice and a good songwriter, but just the god-awful worst name. And I just think that that's probably been a factor in holding them back.
Well, I could recommend something in a similar vein.
Okay.
Much further back.
Okay.
I want to recommend Mott the Hoople.
Okay.
Which is also a terrible band name.
It's a distinct name, at least.
Yeah, but you don't forget it.
You don't forget it. And it's actually named after a book called Mott the Hoople. I can't remember who wrote it, but it's an old book. But I'd like to recommend Mott the Hoople Live, because it gives you the best overview of a great band that started in about 69, 70. I think their first album came out in 70. David Bowie got a hold of them when they were about to break up and wrote All the Young Dudes for them and produced their album, All the Young Dudes. And then they sort of started to take off, and about the time they really seemed like they were going to take off, they fell apart.
Oh.
Ian Hunter, for some reason, left, and he and Mick Ronson just sort of formed a duo.
But Ian Hunter put out a string of great records.
Oh, yeah, he did. But the place to start off with him is Mott the Hoople, and I like all their albums, but the live album is sort of the best place to get a good overview of all their music. One of their guitarist went on to help form Bad Company. Mick Ralphs, took me a minute.
Yeah.
But there's the phase with Mick Ralphs in the band, and then when he leaves, it's Overend Watts, I think. I can't remember who it was. But anyway, they're great in both eras and very different in those eras, but live kind of gives you both of them.
All right, well, I will recommend some music. I mentioned this band earlier, Split Ends, and everyone usually goes to True Colors, which is the one that has their biggest early hit, I Got You. But I'm going to recommend an album from 1982, and I think it may have been their last record. It's called Time and Tide, and it was produced by Hugh Padgham, who produced XTC English Settlement and so many other things. And it's really well produced. It's got a bunch of great songs on it. The Fenn brothers they just write great songs.
Yeah, and Neil and
Tim.
Yeah, Tim.
And so it's called Time and Tide from 1982, Split Ends.
Cool. You got a movie or a TV show or?
Well, I just watched Pee Wee Herman as himself.
I watched the first installation last night.
Okay, tell me about it. I was interested in that.
Altogether, it's about 3 hours. I think each episode's two episodes, and each one's about an hour and a half.
Okay.
But you learn, I mean, the first part is the most interesting, really, because you learn all about his past. I mean,
He just seems like he sprung on the scene as Pee Wee Herman, but he's got a whole backstory.
yeah, and he was in movies. I didn't know that he'd been in movies. He was on, Steve Martin had him on his, TV special.
And Steve Martin was an early patron of his.
Right, and he was a big fan. I mean, he was a big fan, and then he was roommates with David Hasselhoff. And,
Oh yeah, I knew that. Yeah, I forgot.
big buddies with Cassandra Peterson, who was Elvira.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I can't remember. It's all sorts of different people in the Groundlings, the comedy group that he was in.
Lorraine Newman.
Yeah, Lorraine Newman talks in it. And it's fascinating. I've always been a big fan. I always thought he was really funny. I thought that the TV show and Pee-wee's Big Adventure were great. And then, of course, his career is derailed, which you get to in the second episode.
I'm wondering how he's going to talk about that.
Well, that's the interesting thing, because he wanted to set the record straight, but he wanted to be in control. And the entire time when you're doing interviews, he's kind of fighting with the guy that's doing the movie.
Right. Well, I just saw an interview with Webb. Is that his name?
Matt Wolf.
Matt Wolf, yes. I think he was maybe on Colbert, but he was talking about that.
Yeah.
And that Pee-wee was well advanced into cancer and was dying, and he hadn't told anybody.
No.
And so even the guy interviewing him, doing the movie, had no idea that he was dying, and he had scheduled another interview with him the week after he died. And,
Yeah. But I thought it was fascinating, and then of course he was accused of having child pornography, which he hadn't. He really didn't. So he really kind of was persecuted, and he kept his personal life as private as he could, and it's still fairly private in this documentary. You don't really find out too much about who he was with, but to a large extent he was with nobody because he was working so hard.
Yeah.
His sister is like the head of the AFL-CIO for Tennessee, I believe.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think her name's Abby Rubenfeld.
Well, they interviewed her, and she was
That's his sister.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, she's in the movie.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was
Yeah.
the case. But anyway, I've always thought he was. Everybody kind of looks at him like a one-hit wonder sort of a comedian. But
he was way smarter than that, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and they were showing all the kind of double entendres and what they were getting away with in the kids' show. And of course, it was totally, the kids wouldn't pick up on it.
Right.
But I mean, me and my wife used to wake up on Saturday morning so we could watch Pee-wee's Playhouse every Saturday because it was so funny, and it was as much for adults as it was kids. It's like Bullwinkle or something. It's written in two different levels.
I mean, there was something like what do they say about big feet? Big boots, and so and everyone's like, yay! It's like, oh my God.
But anyway, it's a fascinating little journey, and I really enjoyed it.
Cool.
I stumbled into this on YouTube, and it's a PBS production. They must have had a series called Independent Lens. But the name of the movie is A History of Funk Music and Black Liberation in the 70s.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's an hour and a half long documentary about funk music. It starts with like the Parliaments, which turned into Parliament, which turned into Parliament Funkadelic, which turned into P-Funk, and they interview George Clinton, they interview Questlove, they interview a bunch of different funk bass players, Larry Graham.
Right.
But it has a lot of James Brown live, a lot of Sly and the Family Stone live. If you're not moving when you're watching this, you must have the sound turned down.
All right.
It was a really great movie. I really enjoyed it.
Now, what was that? Where was it on?
It's on YouTube, and it's called A History of Funk Music and Black Liberation of the 70s.
Oh, I'm going to watch that.
All right. I've saw the first few episodes of the sci-fi comedy series Murderbot, which is on Apple TV.
I've seen the ads.
Okay. So in this show, Alexander Skarsgård plays a robot security guard in the future, and his model is being basically cycled out, so they're updated, better security robots. And in the future, any kind of exploration group or group of scientists or anything like that, I don't know if it's their company or the government or whatever, they have to hire a security guard robot. So somehow this group of hippie scientists go to the store to buy one, and they find him there, and he's already basically disconnected from ever, doing this or anything like that. But he's cheaper than the other models, so they decide they want to buy him. And of course, they're not typical scientists or anything like that, and they're all touchy-feely, and they're emotional, and they're real flattering to him, and they're trying to get him involved in joining them in their community areas and stuff like that. And he thinks they're just crazy, and he's like if they had adopted a disinterested cat, or an adolescent boy who doesn't want to be around them anyway. And what he does is he accesses, it's not the TV shows, but they're like electronic shows, entertainment that he can access with his brain, and he just sits around and watches his shows all the time. But he's also, he's suspicious, and he's ready to turn on a dime on them and everything. But they're just, most of them, he doesn't really have, they have threats, and one woman's almost killed by something, and he saves her, and she's like, oh, thank you. And he goes, I was programmed to save you. But it's funny. It's more funny than anything. And Skarsgård is hilarious in this. And I don't know. Probably by the time, and he does protect them at least in the first few episodes. I don't know. But I mean, he really, like, he'll be surveying a situation, saying, I may have to kill them all right now, you know? And they're just like, oh, we saw your face. You know, like, at one point, his face shows up so he can talk. And he's normally got a computer face. And they go, you're quite the handsome one, you know, and stuff like that. And he's like, you know, I don't trust these people. And I don't know what. So it's just a really interesting turn on sci-fi comedy, you know.
What's it called again?
It's called Murderbot.
Murderbot. And
it's on Apple TV. By the time we put this episode out, it might be about finale time. I think the finale will be in mid-July. It's just real short episodes, too. They're like 30 minutes, if that long. So it's fun.
Cool.
I've seen the ads.
Good deal.
It's on Apple TV. Okay.
All right.
Well, we're done. We're heading out. And we'll see you next time.
You've been listening to How We Heard It with Chuck Campbell and Wayne Bledsoe, a podcast about music, movies, art, culture, whatever it is that's on their mind. How We Heard It was recorded at the Arbor Studio in Knoxville, Tennessee by me, John Baker. How We Heard It is a Cozy Planet production. If listening to this podcast has given you a burning sensation, then we recommend you sit in a hot tub until your symptoms fade away. If you'd like to reach out to Chuck or Wayne or even me, you can send an email to howweheardit@gmail.com. So thank you for listening, and come on back and we'll have another episode for you next week.